dominating the back pages this morning. I know you guys have spoken about Liverpool. So let's talk about Manchester United for a bit. Maguire's Anfield party on the back page of the Telegraph. Harry has the Hex factor on the back of the Star. United bring more worries for Slot on the back page of the Times, and then at the Sun. Anfield of dreams. Now let's focus on Manchester United. I feel like, Gabby, that Manchester United did ride their luck at times.
Yeah.
I think you've already spoken about the Gakpo header. I'm not quite sure how he's missed that. But overall, when you look at the game, Amorim got it spot on, didn't he?
100%. Dropping Sesko and playing Mount and Boomer and Cunha worked. Looked like a real threat on the counter-attack. And he probably said to himself, Amorim, this isn't the Liverpool defence of recent years. You know, we can get at these. They're a bit clumsy. And you've seen the first goal. Great run from Mbeumo, getting in behind and finishing. But I thought Maguire done well. He gets a lot of stick Harry Maguire.
Yeah.
There's a lot of anti-Harry Maguire people out there. He was solid, and he always got that clutch goal, hasn't he, in him?
Yeah, absolutely.
All the front three, I thought, they all did. Cunha
looks
like he's just going to be... We always knew he would be. Looks like he's going to be a proper player for them. They're only 2 points behind Liverpool.
I know.
Well, Jeff, that brings it on quite nicely to... You know, they are 2 points behind Liverpool in the league. They've won 3 of the last 4 in the league. I mean, it is all redundant, right, if they don't beat Brighton at Old Trafford on the weekend. And actually, Brighton have been a bit of a bogey team. Brighton have won 6 of the last 7 games against United. So that is a real test for Ruben Amorim, and backing it up and winning 3 games in a row. Obviously, he's only just won back-to-back, but can they make it 3? Is there an argument that when you look at where the teams were last season, so Manchester United finishing 16th and Liverpool winning the league, who's had a better start?
Oh,
well, Manchester United.
100%.
Because Liverpool have had, by their standards, a terrible start. You know, losing 4 unbounce in all competitions, not acceptable, leaking goals left, right and centre. They spent a small fortune, £400 million plus, during the course of the summer, and look worse than they did last season. And look, I know, you know, the tragic circumstances they lost, you know, Diogo Jota. But the recruitment at the moment hasn't worked at all. But it's early days.
It's early, but Kirkes isn't looking great at the moment. Frimpong is in and out. Vert's obviously not performing. Isak doesn't look the same player. So he's got issues there, aren't they? And this is where he earns his money. It's okay last season when people weren't expecting it with Jurgen Klopp's team. You've made changes. You've got your side now. He's got a lot of doubters to prove wrong. Yeah,
I do think, Jeff, you're right. And I think we are maybe perhaps underestimating a little bit, especially on someone like Salah. You know, we saw how emotional Salah was. You know, there was clips of him crying after the first game. And I think maybe underestimate, or maybe not talking enough about how that could have affected Salah personally. And maybe that's part of the reason, or could be. It probably is part. It's not the whole reason, obviously. But it's definitely part of the reason why Salah maybe isn't playing the way he did last season, or the way we've seen him in the Premier League for years.
I think as well, when you're in that changing room environment, whoever was sitting next to Jota, you know, you're looking next to you now and he's not there. What did you do before training? Did you go to breakfast together? Were you laughing and joking before training? Was you doing a warm-up together? Do you know what I mean?
Did you see each other loads outside of football?
Exactly. Before the game, was you sitting next to Jota and doing a pre-game warm-up together in a change room of your stretches and stuff or whatever? But definitely, Liverpool are not the same, and you have to bring that into play, definitely.
Do you feel that, I mean, Ash texted in about Virgil van Dijk controlling traffic. Do you think we know they have an issue in central defence. I thought Canade was probably their best player yesterday. But have they got an issue with Van Dijk?
I think so, because a couple of seasons ago, Jeff, watching Van Dijk, it reminded me of Vincent Kompany at one stage and Rio Ferdinand, where players were scared to even run near him. I remember playing against Kompany and Rio, and you're like, what's the point? What's the point? They're quicker than you, they're stronger than you, they're going to kick you, they're going to turn and take you on. That was the Van Dijk we know. Now, everyone's running at him. Everyone's having a go.
It just feels like it's your first, obviously. I know Liverpool, listen, they haven't really defensively this season. They've been all over the shop, even when they were winning.
Yep.
So that has been a key issue. Like you say, the changes, Kirkes and Frimpong as well. It just does, it feels like, and listen, this has been one of the greatest centre-backs we've ever seen play Premier League football. Let's just get that right. But everyone, people do have a drop off. Careers do come to ends. I'm not saying that Virgil van Dijk's career is coming to an end, but it's just the pointing. It's the telling people where to go. Well, actually, that's your job. Why don't you do less of pointing and actually go and close down a player? I think the goal, with a runner.
The goal was crazy when you watch it back. You're just like, you've got to be sprinting back. And and when the goal's conceded, he's looking at Canate like, where was you? It's like, no, Virgil, that's your man.
Yeah.
That's your space he's ran into, but you're too busy jogging because it looks nice to like jog slowly, casual. He's the captain. He's got to fix up. He's got to perform better. And in the interview after the game, he's saying, oh, we rushed things. We've done this. Maybe Szoboszlai's throw-in he done before the winning goal. But what about talking about your own performance? You've not been at it. Yeah,
to be fair, what I would say about Van Dijk is the move that led to the equaliser, his tackle on the halfway line was so important to start that move. So, but the first goal, I think you have to question Virgil van Dijk.
Yeah, let's just get this straight, by the way, as well. They're 4 points behind Arsenal. It's not over.
No,
of course not. But they need to see significant. Like at the moment, you can see where teams can get at Liverpool.
Oh yeah,
and they're in a position where Arne Slot, like you say, the recruitment right now doesn't look like it's worked. He's got a big job to do, and instead of coming out and saying, "Oh, well, Man United they play with long balls, they sit behind the ball," well, it's your job to know if they're going to do that. You've got to come up with an answer and a solution to that because they're going to do it.
Yeah. Absolutely. Andy's texted in a lot of decent comments, Andy. He said, I believe that despite the professional comments players made before the games, that Liverpool's arrogance got the better of them. They thought it would be a walk in the park. He said they've invested all that money in attacking players. They should be looking at a long-term replacement for Virgil van Dijk. Thank you very much indeed, Andy. And thank you, Olivia.
Thank you.